haven't entered? Okay, we are actually recording. Let's wait maybe, I don't know, 1 minute or 2 minutes for more people to enter. Okay. Meanwhile, conversation. ¿Cómo van? Con todo.
Ahí la llevamos.
Okay. Conmigo tienen examen mañana a las 8:40. ¿Y luego qué más tienen todavía?
Tenemos que hacer, tenemos otro examen con la maestra Talavera
¿También
y
mañana?
luego, no, el miércoles.
Ah, ok, good.
Y correcciones de las presentaciones.
Nada más. ¿Y con los otros
Y
maestros cómo van?
pues bien,
Sí.
supongo. Sí,
Ah,
más o menos.
ok. No, pues nosotros ya me lo terminamos. Ya me
Lo
lo
bueno.
inglés. Sí, sí, sí. Y el examen, pues espero que se les haga no tan difícil.
Muy bien.
Ok, bueno. Let's begin. Ya no entró nadie más, nada más entró una personita más. ¿Quién fue? Yacel. Hi, Yacel. Ok, creo que nada más nos ven o no puede contestar. Okay, so let's begin with our management presentation. Okay. The first thing you had on the management presentation, okay, was two definitions, sorry. Okay. The first definition that you have is the definition of decision. Okay, you have to know the difference between decision and decision making. Okay, in the case of decision, it says that a decision is a choice made from available alternatives. Okay, like every day in life we have to take certain decisions. Okay, you have more than one option to choose from. Maybe in the morning you had to take the decision of at what time you were going to get up, for example, maybe, or you also had to decide what to have for breakfast. It's another decision. Okay, so decision is every day. Okay, with everyday things, everyday situations. And then you have decision making. Decision making says is the process of identifying problems and opportunities and then solving them. Okay, so now our definition broadens, our definition becomes bigger. Okay, and the first thing of decision making is we have to identify a problem. Okay, in this case, for example, in your company or in your project, okay, in your proyecto integrador, you have had to identify many different problems and you have had to fix and to change those problems. Okay, so first is identifying the problems, and then you also had to identify opportunities. Okay, that's the same thing that happened with your proyecto integrador. Okay, so you had to change some things, okay, based on an identification that you made, and then you had to identify your opportunities so that you could solve your problems. Okay, so one very simple example is, for example, Cristal just mentioned that you're still making changes to your presentation. Okay, so you're making changes to your presentation because you are barely identifying problems. Okay, you say, okay, my presentation has grammar problems or spelling problems or calculus problems, or maybe my I don't know, my utilities is coming out wrong, or the amount of revenue that I am going to have for my product is incorrect, the calculus is incorrect. So you have to identify the problems, and then, okay, you also identify the opportunities, and you say, okay, I'm going to fix the problem, but my opportunity is that the rest of my presentation is good. Okay, and then you solve the problem and you fix your numbers or you fix your data. okay, in your presentation. So it's different decision, just simple decision to decision making. That's the first thing. Okay, here it says management decisions typically fall into one or two categories. We have two different categories of decision. There are more. But for us, for our exam, we're going to focus on these two. We're going to focus on program and non-program management decisions, okay? So the first one, okay, the program decisions says they are made in response to a situation that has occurred often enough to enable managers to develop decision rules that can be applied in the future. So for example, maybe one problem in my company is that people on Monday are usually absent to work, okay? And I know this because I have seen the problem for many, I don't know, many days or many weeks or many years. Okay, so I can anticipate the problem, okay, and I can make decisions because it has occurred often enough. I can make decision rules, okay, that can be applied in the future. For example, I can say, okay, a partir de, as of next month, if you are absent two Mondays, you will be fired or you will be laid off. Okay, that can be one decision. Or another decision can be is that if a person is absent on Monday, they don't get their attendance bonus. Okay, so it's program based on something that usually happens, that happens often enough. Okay. And then, let's wait for the presentation to move. Okay. It says program decisions are made in response to recurring organizational problems. Other organizational problems can be, for example, maybe that your company doesn't know what to do with waste. Okay. And you're having certain tickets, okay, because you don't know what to do with that waste, and you're contaminating. So that could be another organizational problem. Another organizational problem, sorry, could be that you require extra working hours and you don't have any candidates for working extra hours. Okay, another organizational problem could be that the departments don't communicate among each other. Okay, so anything that is in response to recurring, this is the key word, recurring, recurrente, recurring organizational problems. All right. So if it's something that usually happens, okay, you can make program decisions. Let's go on to the unprogrammed. Okay. In the case of the non-programmed, it says managers in every industry face non-programmed decision every day. Many non-programmed decisions are related to strategic planning because uncertainty is great and decisions are complex. Okay, so this is the opposite. Okay, in this case, we have non-programmed decisions because they don't have a current problem. These are things that just suddenly happen. Okay, and they are based on uncertainty. Okay, maybe you don't know if the problem is going to continue happening or not, but the problem is so big that you need to take complex decisions, like it says here. Okay, it says here uncertainty is great and decisions are complex. So when the uncertainty of the company is big, okay, you have to take non-programmed decisions. Okay, that's the hardest one because you don't have a lot of information and you still have to make decisions based on what you see and based on what you have. Okay, So we have here programmed versus non-programmed. One primary difference between the program and the non-programmed decision relates to the degree of uncertainty, risk, and ambiguity. These are situations, okay, also. It says to the degree of uncertainty, the degree of risk, and the degree of ambiguity that managers deal with making decisions, okay? So if it's a situation that is uncertain, you don't have enough information, is not a recurrent problem, it's going to be non-programmed. If the decision implies a lot of risk, okay, maybe it's because it's also non-programmed. And if the situation it's ambiguous, okay, most likely it's also because it's non-programmed. Okay. Remember, if you have any questions, ask, all right? It says information and failure. Every decision situation can be organized on a scale according to the availability of information and the possibility of failure. Okay, this is when you have the information. Okay, you have all the information of the situation. For example, the example I gave you about people being absent on Mondays. Okay, why are people usually absent? People from maquilas, especially people who work on maquilas, absent usually on Monday. Well, one, for starters, is because unfortunately they have parties on Sunday. They get drunk, okay, and they decide simply not to go to work, okay, and they take the decision of not going to work because because they have low salaries, because they're not fully motivated, okay. They say things like, al cabo es que tanto es tantito, okay. Or another reason could be that they know that even if they're absent, nothing is going to happen to them, okay. Like they say, no problem, I'll say that I'm sick, okay, and they call in sick, and the company doesn't worry about asking them for a doctor's note, for example. So they're going to have the problem of absenteeism on Mondays if they don't fix it, and they have had this problem for a long time. Okay, so you have the information of the number of people that are absent every Monday. You have the statistics, you have everything you need, okay? You have all the information, all right? And, okay, you can already make an analysis of the possibility of failure, okay, based on your decision making. Okay, so information and failure. The 4 different kinds of situations that we have is certainty. Certainty is easy because certainty means that all the information, okay, hold on, let me go back a bit. Okay, it means that all the information the decision maker needs is fully available. So I have all of the statistics, all of the data, everything I need to know is there. So if I have all of the information in my hands, I can make a better decision. So that's the easy one, okay? That's the easy situation. I have all the information available. Okay. The next one is risk. It says here, risk means that a decision has clear-cut goals and that good information is available. Okay, so I already know what I want. I know what I want. These are my clear-cut goals. And I have good information. I have these 2 things. My goals are clear and I have good information. But the future result, yes, question? No questions. Okay,
No question.
okay, because I hear some noise. I'm going to mute you all. Okay. It says, but the future results associated, related to the alternatives are subject to some chance of loss or failure. So even though I have this and I have this, there is still a good possibility that my decision can be a failure, okay? Can come out wrong, all right? So this is the risk situation. I have everything I need, but still there is a high possibility of loss or failure. Remember, the first one is win-win. This one is win, not so much, okay? All right, the next one should be uncertainty. There we go. Okay, uncertainty means that managers know which goals they have to achieve. Okay, so now I know what I want. The company knows what it needs. I know what the company needs and what the company wants. But the information about my alternatives and future events isn't complete. Okay, so I know where I'm going, but I don't have the information in order to know if what is going to come out is going to be good or bad. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. The only good thing that I have is I know my goals, but the rest, the information and alternatives for future events is incomplete. This is bad. This is a bad situation. Okay, uncertainty is a bad situation. It doesn't look good at all. Okay, and the last one is the worst one. Okay, is the worst one of all the four, because this one at least I know my goals. Okay, but the worst one is ambiguity. Okay, let's wait for ambiguity. I'm going to fast forward. Okay, ambiguity is the worst one. Ambiguity means that the goals to be achieved or the problem to be solved is unclear. I don't know what I want. I don't know exactly what the problem is. The problem and the goals are ambiguous. Okay, you say, and what's the problem with your company? I'm not really sure what the problem is. Okay, all right. So what are your goals? What do you want to achieve? Well, I'm not sure what I want. See, problem. Desde ahí, we have a problem. Alternatives are difficult to define. Of course, they're difficult to define. If you don't know your goals and you don't know your problems, they're obviously going to be difficult to define. It says, and information about outcomes is unavailable. Because my alternatives are difficult to define, the information about the results, I don't have it. I don't have like a possibility of saying my decision has 50% possibility of yes, 50% possibility of no success, or maybe I'm going, it's going to work, but maybe not. The complete ambiguity. Okay, this is the worst one of all four. Okay, so remember, we have situations for decision making, certainty, risk, uncertainty, and ambiguity. Okay, we have those four different situations. Okay, I'm going to go forward. Okay, it says good decision making is a vital part of good management, obviously. And look, we had the definition of decision making, but now, okay, we have added an adjective. Okay, not just any decision making. Good decision making is a vital part of good management, but decision making obviously is not easy. Okay, then we have the 6 steps of decision making. These are going to be on your test. Recognize decision requirement. Okay, requirement means like the list of things that I need in order to make the decision. Number 2, very important, diagnosis and analysis of causes. Okay, I need to have all of the diagnosis of the situation and the analysis of what caused that situation, the analysis of causes. Number 3, development of alternatives. This is where when the people get together, sorry, when the people get together and they start making this and they start brainstorming, okay? So people bring alternatives to the table. Like in the vocabulary words, they put forward their ideas. Remember, vocabulary word phrase. They put forward their ideas. Number 4 says selection of desired alternative. Okay, so now we already have all the alternatives. We already have all the brainstorming. Now we have to make a selection of those alternatives. Which one or which ones, most likely only one, which one is the best alternative for us, okay? Number 5, you make that implementation of the alternative. Now you start putting it into practice, okay? You actually start working with your alternative. And number 6, finally, you get an evaluation of the alternative and feedback, okay? You already know this. You know this part because you have seen it in evaluación de proyectos in your subject, okay? So you have already seen this. Okay, so you have then the 6 steps of decision making, okay? And then we have over here a definition of a problem, okay, for your test. A problem occurs when organizational accomplishment is less than established goals, okay? So it says occurs when organizational accomplishment, okay, organizational accomplishment, logros organizacionales, is less than established goals. Some aspect of performance is unsatisfactory. So maybe what some people did, okay, their performance, some people did is unsatisfactory. So, okay, maybe you have this, yes, organizational accomplishment, yes, but established goals, no. Let's go on. You have here a small definition of opportunity. Opportunity says an opportunity exists when managers see potential accomplishment that exceeds specified current goals. Okay, so maybe you see something that is working better than you thought. That is an opportunity. You work with your opportunities. Okay. This one says recognition of decision. It says awareness of a problem. Awareness of a problem means reconocimiento del problema, okay? Awareness of a problem or opportunity is the first step in decision-making sequence. So I know the problem and I know the opportunities that I have, okay? For example, very simple example, not related to a company. For example, some people say in English, the problem, pues la verdad no le entiendo nada a la teacher, okay? That's your problem. You don't understand English. Okay, English is a problem for you. Ya lo sabes, se lo reconoce. Okay, you know the problem. You're aware of your problem. Opportunity. Pero soy bien trabajador y hago todo el tiempo. You know, stuff like that. I always get extra decimals for the test. You are aware of the opportunities that you have. Okay, and because of this, then you can make decisions. Okay. That's an example of awareness of problem or opportunity, okay? Okay, the next part is information, okay? Some informations come, from periodic financial reports, performance reports, and other sources that are designed to discover problems before they become too serious. Remember, the best situation, the best scenario is for decision making is when you have all the certainty. Okay, when you have certainty is because you have all the information. Okay, and again, this information can come from periodic financial reports, performance reports, and other kinds of sources. Okay, you have all the information you need in order to take your decisions. Okay, maybe even in the risk area too, you have your goals and you have your information. Okay, so information means this. Okay, and then we have diagnosis and analysis. It said once the problem or opportunity comes to a manager's attention, the understanding of the situation should be refined. Okay, so now I already made my diagnosis because I have my information, I have my diagnosis, I have my analysis, okay? And now the manager knows about the problem, then the situation has to be refined. Tiene que ser arreglada. Okay. Okay. It says questions to understand causes. Okay, What produced the problem? What caused the problem? What was the disequilibrium? Okay. When did the problem occur? Where did the problem occur? How did the problem occur? What's the urgency in fixing the problem? What is the interconnectedness? Interconnectedness means cómo se relaciona con todo lo demás. Okay. And what is my final result? Okay, so these are just some questions to understand the causes. Okay, another question, why? To get to the root of the problem, a la raíz del problema, to get to the root of a problem, a technique sometimes called the 5 whys. Okay, so what are the 5 whys? Okay, you should have seen those 5 whys. Okay, the next stage, I'm going a little fast because we're running out of time. Develop alternatives. The next stage is to generate possible alternative situations that will respond to the needs of the situations and correct underlying causes. Okay, so you already decided on a methodology, you already decided on an alternative, okay? But maybe it's a good idea to generate possible alternative situations, okay? That's a good idea. Because these alternative situations will respond to the needs of the situations and correct any possible causes. Okay, so we already talked about developing alternatives, putting your ideas, okay, putting your ideas on the table, brainstorming. Okay. Alternatives, as decision alternatives, can be thought of as tools for reducing the difference between the organization's current and desired performance. Again, these are ideas, okay? You are brainstorming. It's the same thing, okay? And then we said that you have to select an alternative. One feasible alternatives, once they are developed, one must be selected. We already mentioned that. Okay, that's part of the six steps. Selection, least amount of risk and uncertainty. Okay, so the selection has to be based on information. Sorry, on information and goals that are certain. We already said the best scenario is the certain scenario. The risk, the uncertain, and the ambiguous scenario are bad. Try to gauge the prospects for success. Try to define the prospects of success. Rely on their intuition and experience. Okay, so sometimes you have to pay attention to the experts and you have to decide based on their intuition because they're experts, okay, and experience. Depends on manager's personality. We already saw 4 different types of managers. We only have 10 minutes. Okay, so you have to depend on your manager's personality. Is he a peacemaker? Is he creative? Okay, what kind of manager's personality do you have? Okay, so the selection. Oops, sorry, just a little bit. The risk propensity is the willingness to undertake risk with the opportunity of gaining increased payoff. Okay, so risk propensity is if you are going to take a decision, okay, that is not well-based, what is the propensity? What is going to be the result of that decision? Okay, and here we have, again, a definition of risk. It says the level of risk a manager is willing to accept will influence the analysis of the costs and benefits to be derived from any decision. The word is risk, okay? The level of risk. ¿Qué tanto va a arriesgar? Okay, we have implementation of alternative. This is another one of the steps. The implementation is all about the use of the managerial, administrative, and persuasive abilities to ensure that the chosen alternative is carried out. Okay, so now you're going to put the alternative that you chose into practice, the implementation. Okay, we already saw that. The implement says success depends on if it can be put into action, sometimes never becomes a reality, is the truth. Require discussion, trust, and engagement, communication, motivation, leadership, follow-up by tracking success. Okay, so once you decide to implement, this is what you have to watch out for. Okay, because it's true, sometimes we implement an activity and it doesn't become a reality, it doesn't work. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit forward. Evaluation and feedback. This is the last part of the 6 steps. Decision makers gather information that tells them how well the decision was implemented and whether it was effective in achieving goals. Like I said, you have this evaluación de proyectos. It's what you have. This is very similar to evaluación de proyectos. You get evaluation and feedback. Okay. Here's where if you decide what you implemented was good or was bad, and if you should continue doing it or not. Okay, it's very similar to that. Feedback, retroalimentación, helps managers to make better decisions, ongoing process, if you're going to continue or not, provides information for new decision cycle, providing modest improvement, mejoras. Feedback is monitoring. Okay. Okay, and then finally talks about the process. The decision process involves 6 steps. We already saw: recognizing the need, diagnosing causes, developing alternatives, selecting, implementing, and evaluating decision effectiveness. And evaluating, of course. Okay, and that's it. Okay, gente. Questions? Ya se durmieron, ya sé.
Any question, teacher?
No questions?
No, no questions.
No
Okay.
question.
Okay.
La presentación, ¿toda esa de la presentación va a venir en el examen? ¿O solo lo que nos dijo en,
Lo que les
por
dije.
ejemplo, los 6 pasos?
Ajá. Las definiciones.
Las definiciones. Ok.
Ajá. ¿Sí? Las situaciones. Las 4 situaciones. Yes?
Ok.
Yes.
Okay, oiga. Okay, let me tell you this because we have never done it. Creo que nunca hemos usado Socrative nosotros, ¿verdad?
No.
No. Okay. Bueno, nuestro examen va a ser una plataforma que se llama Socrative. Me voy para acá, para que usted vea de qué le estoy hablando. Mañana yo le voy a pedir que se meta a Socrative Student. Aquí se va a meter usted mañana. Una vez que usted le dé clic en Socrative Student, le va a pedir un número de salón. Yo mañana le doy el número de salón. O bueno, si quiere se lo doy una vez. Más déjemelo. Se los apunto aquí. El número de salón. ¿Sí? Es 54 59 22. No se vaya a meter antes, sí, de la hora establecida, porque a lo mejor estoy yo en otro examen y se va a meter otro examen que no es el suyo. ¿Ok?
¿Qué sabes?
Ok, entonces, yo le voy a decir por WhatsApp, ok, tu examen ya está activo. Por WhatsApp, perdón, les voy a decir. Tu Socrative ya está activo para que pongas eso. Una vez que pones eso, sí, esta ventanita se va a otra parecida, pero dice algo así como que student's name o your name. Ahí les voy a pedir, por favor, que pongan su apellido y su nombre. Así. Un apellido y su nombre. Es todo. ¿Ok? No se vaya a ir de jefe y Lucero Rosa Margaritas de las Flores y de las Casas. Amén. ¿Ok? Así nada más. ¿Ok? Este es el número del salón y así va a poner su nombre. Y aquí hay que ponga Morales Griselda, lo estrangulo, ¿eh? Porque hace como son. ¿Ok? Entonces, esa es la plataforma que vamos a usar. Más o menos, le voy a enseñar un poquito. Si es que me cambiaron Dropbox y no me gusta, como me lo cambiaron ahora. Voy a tratar, si es que me deja esta cochinada. Sí, entiendo. Para que vean cómo se ve, cómo ve el maestro. No me va a dejar. Está espantosa esta cosa. Yo no sé por qué hacen los cambios si no los van a hacer bien. A ver. Déjame ver a ver si... Sí, aquí está. Ok. Más o menos le enseño. Haga cuenta que usted se registra, así se ve. Bueno, así lo veo yo. Si usted no. Aquí se ponen, mire, ve, apellido y nombre. Entonces empiezan a salir así, apellido y nombre. Y luego le empiezan a salir a usted, le van a salir las preguntas revueltas. O sea, uno va a estar contestando la 1, otro va a estar contestando la 10, otro va a estar contestando la 15, otro va a estar contestando la 20. ¿Sí? Y aparte de que le salen revueltas, las respuestas también le salen revueltas, ¿sí? Entonces, por ejemplo, vamos a suponer que a 2 personas les toque el 20 y el 20. La respuesta A para un alumno va a ser la respuesta C para otro, ¿ok? Entonces, eso dificulta un poquito el estar copiando y el estar consultando y todo esto, ¿sí? Entonces, para que vea, así se ve. Esto que usted ve aquí no son las calificaciones, brincos y eres inútil, por ejemplo, ¿sí? Esto quiere decir que él llevaba hasta el 97% de completado su examen y le faltaba esta. Le tuve que cortar su examen. ¿Sí? Estos quieren decir que, pues, que ya terminaron al 100. Cuando usted termine al 100%, le va a salir el logotipo del Socrative así como que pulsando. Eso quiere decir que usted ya terminó. Usted ahí ya puede cerrar la aplicación sin ningún problema. ¿Ok? ¿Vamos bien?
Sí.
¿Está comprendiendo cómo está ahí la maroma? Mire, ahí está otro ejemplo. Sí, ahí se ve. Entonces, si usted se fija, mire, vean, todos revueltos, no van parejos. ¿Por qué no van parejos? Bueno, pues no van parejos porque le digo, acá a quién le va sorteando el programa una pregunta. ¿Ok? No es así como
Ok.
que todos contestaron la 1, todos la 2, todos la 3, no. Los va sorteando. ¿Ok? Ahí está otro ejemplo. Mire. Ahí está otro ejemplo para que vean. ¿Sí? Entonces, esa es la plataforma que vamos a utilizar mañana. Les va a dar, una vez que tengan la respuesta, vamos a decir que la respuesta que diste es incorrecta, te va a decir cuál es la respuesta correcta, y al final te va a dar tu calificación, ¿ok? Si el examen llega a tener cualquier problema, si vamos a decir que yo me equivocara en algo, ¿ok? Tú termina tu examen y cuando terminemos, cuando ya lo cierre, podemos discutir los problemas del examen por WhatsApp y luego ya lo arreglo yo, ¿ok? Ándele pues, ya
Ok.
se me va a acabar mis 40 minutos de este show. Entonces mañana el examen puntualitos, por favor, 8:40 conectados todos. Yo todos les aviso poquito antes por el WhatsApp, ¿ok?
Ok.
Ándale pues, hermositos. Cuídense mucho.
See you later.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.